Hi, I'm Paul Roberts, and this is Conscious Counseling 101. Well, I decided this week I was going to do something that I don't do very often, and that's to give up coffee. I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for a reason that is different than most people probably do it. I'm doing it to clear my head and to find out, well, who's the real Paul? And I want to spend the time knowing that I can be as clear and level headed as I possibly can. And I want my body to be as as undependent on different substances to go through its equilibrium type of leveling out things that it does every single day as possible. And so I have gone off coffee. The first day, when you're used to drinking coffee every day, the first day you get a headache and it's really bad because your body's saying, "Why aren't you giving me what I'm used to giving? Why are you thrusting me into this new type of way of being?" And it's really bad, but you get through it. Then the second day, you just feel like a train ran over you, but you're not as bad as the first day. Now, I'm currently in the third day right now, and the third day I'm just all achy and painy. My whole body, all my joints and everything are aching, and that's because they're being forced to live a lifestyle that they've never had to live before, and they're just not very happy with that. But I was thinking to myself, I was talking about the pool of ideas, and the pool of ideas and the selection of all the things that we do and choose to do to make up ourselves include what we eat and drugs and alcohol and things like this too. And so coffee is a choice that I have made voluntarily. And I want to always be conscious of what it is like to not have that choice. To go back and say, well, what would it be like to not have that choice? Because it's not a choice that I'm certain of. It's just a choice that I desire. I like it. I enjoy it. But am I really enjoying it for more than just the enjoyment of the experience? I think my body's enjoying it because it does things to the body, and it gives it a further charge than just the enjoyment of the beverage itself. So I like to consider all different things like this and decide, well, if I'm going to say, yes, I agree with this point of view, um, I'm going to have coffee or whatever, I got to realize that there's going to be some drawbacks. And if I talk to people about different things like points of view about how they see their life and how they see their religion and how they see their career and different things, and everybody, I find that everybody wants to gravitate towards always saying, I'm confident of this and just grabbing it wholeheartedly. I would suggest in my counseling, what I try to suggest is don't grab anything wholeheartedly and be certain of it, because when you do that, then you don't allow yourself to say, well, what would it be like if I didn't do this? And so you're inhibiting yourself from really having the full growth that you can in your conscious mentality. You're inhibiting yourself because you're having to live just a certain way, and you're not considering all the things. You've gone into that pool of ideas and you've latched onto certain things, and you no longer can know what it would be like to live without latching onto those things. And like coffee is simple. You just reach in and say, okay, well, I'm not going to drink the coffee, and then all of a sudden that's out of your life. Now all of a sudden you have the ability to see what's life like without that. Well, I would like to suggest to you that what you need to do is go in and take your idea that you're holding strongly to, and just like giving up coffee, take that idea out of your life for a short while, just a short while. And when you've taken that idea out of your life, then you can start becoming more sensitive to the other ideas around you that you weren't considering. Like if I'm not going to drink coffee in the morning, I can think, well, what else can I drink? Okay, water. I've been drinking a lot of cranberry juice and things like this. Sparkling water, orange juice today. So all of a sudden, nature abhors a vacuum. Everything's going to fill in. You can't just take something out without something else filling in. So what will happen is when these other things are filling in, you're going to be forced to look at them and be more accepting of them, not accepting of the way as, okay, just come and engulf me, and I'm not gonna think about you. I'm just gonna let you consume me. I'm not meaning like that, but I mean like you would have never considered a different way of living as long as you were holding on to the idea set that you had. But now that you've taken the idea set temporarily and set it aside, now you have to have a living of some kind. You're not going to just sit there in bed all day long. So when you are having this new living, well, all of a sudden you're able to consider things that normally you wouldn't have considered. And this leads to the heightened conscience. So I would suggest that maybe you try, like I'm doing right now, to give up something that is a major part of your life. And this has been referred to in the past as fasting. And but this is a different kind of fasting because this is idea fasting. I want you to fast on the ideas that are most valuable to you for just a short while. Set them aside because you could always come back to them, and you will probably come back to them. But while you're fasting on those ideas, consider what fills in the spaces. Did any good things fill in the spaces? Did any valuable things fill in the spaces? Or was it all just crap? If it was crap, you might want to go back to your original ideas. But if any good things came in, you might say to yourself, whoa, if I was still doing this, these opportunities wouldn't have come through. So is there a balance between these new opportunities and whatever was good with the old, but not having to have the whole old as it was? This is the kind of way that you can sort out your ideas and continue to evaluate without having to latch onto them. And like I say, continue to go outside the pool and look into the pool and go in and associate with the different ideas, but don't latch onto them. See what types of values you can get out of the various ideas in the pool. But then as soon as you find yourself latching onto one, whether it be coffee or this or that or whatever, get rid of it. Just make sure that you're not doing something just because you're doing it. Because if you're doing something just because you're doing it, you're in a state of delusion. And delusion is not good because you're not consciously aware of what you're doing. And what's happening there is you're not elevating your conscience. You're in delusion, you're not consciously aware, and when you're not consciously aware, your conscience isn't guiding you. Any other type of factor could be guiding you. It could be the hum of society and what they say to gravitate towards. It could be whatever. Anytime your conscience isn't guiding you for any reason whatsoever, that's when the problems start. Because you're not yourself, you're not your highest choice of your perfect self, you're just whatever you happen to be. And that's where the problems come in. So make the conscious choice to be who you choose to be and know why you're choosing to be it by only touching each one of those ideas. And as soon as you think you're too latched onto it, get rid of it for a while at least and evaluate what happens when you've gotten rid of it. And when you start to have this process taking over your entire life, before you know it, you won't be subservient to any of the ideas in the pool, but you'll be the master of all of them. And this is where I'm trying to take you with conscious counseling.